What's happening, y'all? It's your boy, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer from Creation World, back at it again with some epic new content for you. Today, we're diving into the action-packed world of Dynasty Warriors Origins. This brand new entry in this great series just showcased at ChinaJoy, over in China, of course. I got my hands on the latest details, straight from the source, and fully translated because this whole thing was in Chinese, but I got it translated and everything ready to go, ready to break it all down for you. So whether you're, a seasoned veteran to the Three Kingdoms or, just a newbie trying to, carve out your legacy, this breakdown just have you ready to go, ready to have you hyped, ready to get up in there and basically conquer all of China by your damn self, because that's basically what you do. So, gear up, sit down, relax, have a good time. We're going to talk about Dynasty Warriors Origins here. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, this gameplay video is from ChinaJoy, which occurred over in China a few days ago. So this is all in Chinese, actually, except the word ChinaJoy right here for some reason. But I watched something else, read some things and got it all translated, so I kind of know what's being said here. Good thing is, even though this is all in Chinese, the game itself, when it comes out, will have voiceover in 3 different languages, Japanese, Chinese, and English. But you'll have subtitles for 9 different languages. Text will be in 9 different languages. I didn't get a specification to which 9 languages, but 9 of them. So 6 more in addition to the Japanese, Chinese, and English voices. One thing they mentioned, though, the game is played from the perspective of this new protagonist. I'm really hoping that they're going to be fully customizable. I haven't seen any indication that they would be, but I'm hoping that they will be. I mean, I guess there are some indications because they let you choose. We'll talk about all that later. But you're playing from his perspective, or her perspective, or their perspective. Again, hoping they're fully customizable. It's set right at the beginning of the Yellow Turbin Rebellion is where we're starting. It's pretty clear. And also, I think every other game in the Dynasty Warriors series was set starting there. I didn't play Dynasty Warriors 1, so that one might be different, but all the rest of them start Yellow Turbin Rebellion. That's what we do. The creators of this, while they were talking about this, claimed that this was going to be a deep and richer story of the Three Kingdoms, one that was not depicted that way until now. I don't know exactly what that means. We'll see. But if they're limiting you to the perspective of one character, I don't know if that's the way I want this story to be told. Like, one of the things I really like about the older games was playing different officers and experiencing the same battles from different perspectives and different points of view. Like, there's a few of them that you can play as, officers from different sides, like Battle of Chibi, for example, because, Wei, Wu, and Shu are all at that battle. Like, depending on what army you're with, what kingdom you're with, it feels different. It's, different things you experience in that battle. So I don't want to lose that. But also, looking at this from the point of view of somebody who doesn't have as much time on their hands as they used to, one character to play through the game as and experience all the different things in different ways might work. Especially if you're doing like doing it like Forrest Gump style, where this dude is just there for everything somehow. We'll see. So it's battle time. Again, that's Zhang Jiao. Bit of a different look this time. Had a the big old hat. He's got the long flowing locks. inspirational speech, you know, the will of heaven and all that shit. You know, those of you who are familiar with the series know that. But here we go. You with Zhang Jiao on this one. Okay, so you're with the yellow turbans. This is interesting. I don't remember playing the main game, you know, as an officer from one of the main three kingdoms and battling with the yellow turbans at any point. It's possible. I just don't remember. However, there are a lot of soldiers on the screen right now. Like, a lot. One thing I'm noticing at this point in the video, which is different later on, the HUD is very minimal here. Like, there's basically no HUD here. Only thing that's there is the KO counter. You'll see more of the HUD later on in another instance, so it's cool. But interesting that they chose to do this here. I guess they just really wanted to make sure you see what's happening on the screen. They did mention, even though you're playing as the protagonist mainly, you are able to switch to another character. Like you just saw, at certain points you can switch over to Guan Yu. And then also right here, like they just showed this is what's the Muso Rage, which is something we've had before. So that's cool. But they said there's also something new called the Ultimate Muso Attack. But the first thing that comes to mind when they mention that is like the True Muso, which I'm guessing that's probably what it is, but it might be something different. Who knows? I don't know how I feel about the whole not being able to play with multiple different officers, though. Like, my opinion may change depending on how much control you have over the, you know, protagonist's look and his weapon choice and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I want to be able to play as different officers. I want to be able to play as Dian Wei in the Wei Kingdom, or, you know, Wei Yan over in Shu, or Sun Jian in Wu, you know, Sun Ce. I want to be able to use all these different characters because they're all cool. This is something different though. There's these post-battle conversation events that can happen. And during this one, you see like there was a little selection thing there. You're able to choose what if you want to name your protagonist, you can do that. So it's unclear how much the customization you get, but this is one thing they do let you do, is give them a name. But apparently this protagonist has amnesia. So old RPG trope there. But you also have dialogue options here. It's unclear how much impact these will have on the game as a whole. You can see it's right there. They're choosing dialogue. But I'm hoping it'll have some impact, but it's kind of hard when the story's kind of already set. But maybe it'll affect how other officers react to you. We'll see. But yeah, you'll get to hang out after battle sometimes with different officers, and more of these events will trigger throughout the game. All right, so here's the second part. They talked about this part where basically you'll be able to, you got tents or inns, so basically you're either camping outside of a city or like staying in an inn in the city. Those are places where you can perform like out of battle tasks, like reading letters or forging items, things like that. Again, I can't really translate all of that stuff, but I kind of found out exactly what this was. Now, the world map here, really interesting. Got the mini map down there in the bottom right hand corner in addition to the overworld map, so this is pretty cool. It shows you where all the villages and cities are. Kind of lets you know where officers are as well, so you can speak to them, and you even can get missions from them. So there'll be other side missions and stuff, as well as the major battles. One of them out there right now though is Xiao Dun. You see him right there in the blue. That's my favorite officer from Wei, so that's cool to see. Now you see kind of move throughout the world, kind of bigger version of yourself walking across the map to travel throughout the world. And they're gonna bring us into a battle here. I like how easy the world map is to navigate though. So we're gonna get into a battle here. This is gonna be the Battle of Chibi. No, not Chibi, sorry. Sishui Gate, sorry, I still got Chibi on the brain. Battle of Sishui Gate. So it's when you fighting Dong Zhuo. So all y'all know, between this one and Hu Lao Gate, the rule, do not pursue Lu Bu. Do not. It ain't worth it. Unless you just bold like that. Some people are. And most pay for their boldness. But before every battle, well, not every battle, but a lot of battles, there'll be like a war council beforehand. This is where you kind of see all the conditions for victory and defeat. Kind of like have you seen before, but they kind of gave it a whole war council thing. They'll point out the different objectives, and there'll be other instructions that'll be given to all the different officers there, including yourself. I'm sure you can also just completely ignore these and just kill everybody if you're so inclined. You'll probably have to be the one to make sure everything succeeds anyway, so it's cool. If you played Dynasty Warriors before, you know how that works. No biggie. And they also point out that during this battle, there was some arguments happening between Yuan Shu and Sun Jian, which could be interesting because I know from other games in this battle, there was this whole thing where Sun Jian was supposed to get supplies brought to him by Yuan Shu, and Yuan Shu delayed it because he's petty as hell. So it's probably a good idea to pay attention to these things so you can kind of be prepared for things you might have to deal with in the battle because of other people's bullshit. You see here though, the HUD is full. The full HUD is visible. Got the mini map down at the bottom right. Underneath there's some things that you're familiar with because there's also the morale meter. You see the more red, the more morale the enemy has, the more blue, the more morale your side has. There's something new here. Well, it might not be completely new because it might have been there in Dynasty Warriors 9. If I'm being completely fair, I played Dynasty Warriors 9 for maybe a couple hours and I decided I did not like it and just didn't continue. But look like some kind of special abilities that happen if you hold R1 and press another face button to go along with it. So new abilities and stuff. That's pretty cool. Got the gauge at the bottom left. Looks like the health and the Muso gauge. Looks like they're full now, so that's good. You'll get to maybe we'll get to see some more Muso and some more rage and all that. You also see there's a different weapon here the protagonist has, so we at least know you get to change up the weapon in some way, because the last weapon was a one-handed sword. This one he's fighting with two hands. It's bigger, so you can change up the weapons. At least we know that. Again, all these enemies on the screen, Jesus. Okay. Got an enemy here. It's one of those where, on lower difficulties, you can probably just slice through all these niggas by yourself. It don't matter. But, on higher difficulties, you probably want to have your people with you because it can probably get overwhelming. Somebody just shot you or something. Get up, bro. And that was pretty cool. Some interesting stuff there. It looked like there's also a lot of actually, let me go back and pull that back up because that was pretty cool to see. Bring that back up because it looked like they're kind of doing a thing where, more focus on defense. So I think it happens here. Yeah, he's got his guard up here, and watch here how he, evades him out the way, opens him up, chop, chop, boom, and then finishing blow here. So cool stuff like that. Yeah, and if you noticed also the KO count at the bottom got like super high. It was over 1,000, so that's, good shit. Some final thoughts though. I do have some concerns. I really want to know how much I can customize this protagonist because, like I mentioned, if I'm going to have to play as this character through the whole game, and he's going to be basically my main through the whole game, I really want to make this character my own. That's really important to me, if that's how they're going to restrict this game. I also want to know, is there going to be multiplayer here? Because the way this is set up, it doesn't seem like that's a priority, but maybe it will be. Maybe it's a thing where you play as the protagonist and, player 2 can play as any other officer that's there. Who knows? We'll see. But I always had fun playing Dynasty Warriors with friends. It's fun to play by myself too, but playing with friends is a lot of fun. I haven't done that in years, and I want to do that again. The last thing, the name Dynasty Warriors Origins makes me wonder how far into the Three Kingdoms story this game is going to go. If they're going to kind of spread it out and do maybe an expansion or something like that, or DLC of some sort to finish it out. I hope not. I want to believe we'll go all the way through, all the Three Kingdoms stuff through, Jin and all that, like we did in at least 8. Like I said, I don't know how far 9 went because I didn't play much of that at all because that wasn't what I wanted. But overall, I'm really looking forward to this. I honestly, looking at it, I want to play it right now. But we gotta wait till 2025. Tell me what you think. Are you looking forward to this? Do you, do you have the same concerns I do? I think they're valid. But let me know how you feel. Is there anything about this video that you have questions about? Let me know. I might have the answer. We'll see. But that'll be it for this video. We'll be back with some other shit later on. Till then, we out.